to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of April 24th, 2023. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Every week we chat about what parents are talking, complaining, and obsessing about right now. This week we're complaining about tension with older kids and obsessing about how those older kids are doing. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. And today we are talking about the prom because it is the season.
Yeah.
My son just went to one prom and he's actually going to another one.
Wow.
So he kind of went from like me thinking he was going to 0 proms and then to one at a different school. And then suddenly he was going to his own one as well as the one at the other school. So
yeah,
that happened. Yes. So he's got a suit. I don't think they were doing tuxes so much anymore. The guys are wearing suits and they some of them like to wear like a real wild jacket or like an entire like pink suit.
Yeah.
So.
And then they're not wearing socks, right? They like roll up their pants or something.
Well, the pants are cut kind of short. My son does he likes socks. Like he has a collection of socks. So he wore socks.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it was a group thing. And then when he goes to the other school's prom, it's with a friend, but in a group.
Right.
So I'm like trying to figure out, does he get his friend flowers? Like, how do we, I don't know, like what the sort of norms are at this other school.
Right.
But I discussed it with my neighbor and she advised me to just get flowers because like it's better to do it than not do it.
That's true.
You know, like if he shows up empty-handed and she's the only one with nothing, then that's bad. So
better to do when it's not wanted than to not do when it is, I guess.
Yeah.
In that circumstance.
Kind of
that's not true of all circumstances, but in this one.
Right. That's kind of where we landed on that. So we have to organize that.
Yes.
Ooh.
So
transportation, how does that work?
They don't do like limos and stuff, as far as I know. They just drive their regular
Will
cars.
she drive, or will he meet her there?
Right, because he doesn't drive.
Right.
Although, as we discussed last week, he's learning.
He's on his way.
He is. Yeah. I don't know yet. I'll have to find out if he's, if I can drop him wherever they're taking pictures. Probably I will bring him there, and then he will proceed with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It is fun to be on Facebook on prom night because all the moms are posting all the pictures, and there's like 3 locations where people do it too, and it just you think you recognize where they are and like it's gonna be these particular steps of this chapel at this university nearby, and so it's like that there was like a line basically of people trying to crowd onto those steps.
What was it? It's reality, Instagram reality, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Media reality.
Right.
I don't remember going in troops when I was in high school. Is that just a new thing so that people don't have to be paired off necessarily? They just go in groups, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I don't know how new, but yeah, when I went to prom, I mean, you went as a group, but also it was like groups of dates.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was like
maybe I didn't have enough friends. I don't think we went
2 by 2, but
yeah.
But you sat together at dinner and you took some pictures together.
Yeah,
and
I guess
kind
we
of
did.
thing. So, but you definitely had a date. When I went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It seemed like there are fewer couples that are paired up. I mean, at least with Kristen and Josh. Well, Josh, maybe, no, he always had he and his date went. But with Kristen's year, she just, well, the couple years that she went, it was just big groups of kids.
Yeah.
Even, big groups of guys, big groups of girls.
Right.
Like nobody really paired off and went as dates.
Yeah.
I mean, if people are already dating, then obviously they are going together. And like, I saw one picture and I was like, oh, I recognize that girl. And so then I said to the kid's mom, like, oh, so are they dating or did they just go together? And she's like, no, it was like there was a group of guys and a group of girls and he got paired with her because they were the tallest.
Oh boy.
So they got paired by height.
Yeah. I like the idea of that because it means more people can go and it's less like if you don't have a boyfriend, you can't go to prom. On the other hand, if you don't have a posse of friends, you still get excluded. I think if my daughter had had a bunch of friends, she would have, enjoyed going. But she would have just been there as a loose end, and maybe somebody would have asked her to come sit at their table, and maybe she would have been sitting at a table someplace by herself. And since she wasn't particularly motivated to go anyway, I was sad on her behalf.
Right.
But my son did have a girlfriend, and they went to junior prom, and he did not have a very good time. I think his girlfriend did, but he and his buddy and his girlfriend went, and the two guys were not. Once dinner was over, they were ready to leave. And so when it came time to prom, I think he probably would have gone because she wanted to go. And I think he would have, but not too long before it, he had this ruptured ulcer and he was in the hospital for a week and then he was recuperating for a few weeks. And, so his girlfriend's mom kept calling me and saying, are they going? Are they going? They need to buy tickets. And I'm like, I don't want to add this to his pile of stress right now. And so I just took it off the table and she went by herself with some friends and had a good time. So I don't think any harm was done. I don't think he felt sad, but it was like, that was my chance to have a kid go to prom.
Right.
So, neither one. We were at prom. We don't deal with those things. We don't do that.
Right.
Not our thing. But I like looking at the pictures of kids on Facebook.
Yeah.
Look at them all looking so pretty. So.
Yeah. As I was saying before we started recording, like, as of several weeks ago, I didn't think my son was going because he was to any prom because he was telling me that, his one good guy friend was, going with his girlfriend and his other good guy friend was working and he couldn't get the day off because all the employees wanted the night off to go to the prom. And then I was just like, but what about this person? What about that person? What about, and he was like, oh, well, they all have plans. And so it was sort of just like the groups were forming and maybe everybody thought that everybody else was in a different group, whatever. So it just seemed like he wasn't going to go. And then he get his female friend invited him to her school's prom. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's going to a prom, but he's just not going to his own prom. And then when we were shopping for the suit for him to wear to the other prom is when I found out that he was in fact going to his own prom. Like, okay, I tried to keep up, but I don't always have all the information.
Right.
That's great, though. He's having a good time. He's enjoying his end of high school here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
And did you guys you guys went to your proms, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have the pictures to prove it. We did not the line up somewhere with people pictures, but the studio picture that they took at the prom.
Yes.
With silly props and stuff.
Which they don't seem to do anymore.
They don't do that?
No.
Nicole,
they have photo booths.
Like a photo booth, yeah.
But they don't seem to have the formal pictures that
right
look like they used to.
Right.
But, I'm going to qualify this and say like for American proms, because that never happened at Canadian, at least where I grew up, or at least where I live. It was a different.
Right. You had the dance on the floor of the hockey rink after they took the ice out.
Yes. Graduation ceremony and dance all in one place. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I still remember walking out and those, oh gosh, onto the,
the concrete that's under the
concrete.
Ice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Memories that live with us forever.
Yes. But it it just seems, it's still very like here. I don't know if it's a Southern California thing or not, but the locations are just way out there. They're, it's definitely, it's an expensive venture because the locations, for as long as, my kids have been, they were 5 years apart, but for that duration of time, from my sons to my daughters, they were always like a good hour away.
Wow.
In some random big event area. So, but recently, like I think, well, it was for Christmas too, but this last one I saw photos and it was out at some golf resort in Palm Desert.
Wow.
Which is well over an hour from here. But talk about fancy.
Yeah.
Compared to my arena, my hockey arena.
Yeah. We went, when I went to prom, I think it was at the local country club in Thousand Oaks. They had a restaurant there that we are a catering hall or something. But I don't know where they do proms here now for kids, because I haven't had anybody go to a prom. But the junior prom was in just a catering hall. There's the landscape is littered with catering halls out here in New Jersey, because that's where all events take place. So it was one of the nicer ones, and it was kind of cool dropping them off to go, and then the moms all went to the mall to have dinner, and then they called us and said, come pick us up. And so we're done. It was a shorter night out than we expected, but still, developmental steps.
But I think though too, like now the bigger question is that because Catherine, you are having the last child go through this milestone. Are we happy that the prom scene thing is over? Like, do we, we made it through that? Have to deal with that again.
Right.
Well, how are we feeling about this?
Yeah, I think I'm fine with it. I mean, it's definitely fun, seeing them all get dressed up and seeing, the kids that you've known since they were 5 and like now they're 18 and they're all dressed up and, I think that's fun. So,
yeah.
But there's also all the like social stuff of like who's going with who and who's, not going with the person who got paired up because they were tall.
Right.
Or who's sitting at home. Or, I did see on Facebook one set of photos from a kid, and it was just the child and their parents.
Oh.
There were no pictures with friends.
Oh.
So that concern, I thought that can't be good, but
that ain't right.
I mean, but the kid was dressed up and going, so
I guess that's good.
Maybe the parents just didn't go to where the group was taking. I don't know. Right. Because usually, like, every kid has 1, 2, 3, 4 photographers there.
Yeah.
You have at least one parent, maybe a grandparent, maybe a step parent. Like, there's a whole crowd. So it seemed a little odd to me that this kid didn't have that. So.
Maybe that kid forbade the parents to come to the group shot.
Right. Quite possible. So.
When my son went to junior prom, we had a very nice photo of the 3 of them on the steps in front of our house. So it wasn't the group photo place, but it was our group photo place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was just looking at those pictures because my son was going to wear a suit for his confirmation. We couldn't remember what pants we matched with the jacket. And I said, I think you wore that for his junior prom. Let me look through my photos.
From 13 years
Rare
ago
suit
or whatever.
occasions. Well, now it moves on to graduation photos and then college graduation photos and then weddings and babies and all sorts of things for us to look on Facebook and see.
Right.
Why isn't our kid doing that yet? Or thank goodness our kid isn't doing that yet. Or him?
Or a little bit of both.
Her? Is that what she's doing with her life? Okay. But for now, we're going to save that anxiety and gloating for another time and say that's it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2 and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.